What helped me most, what was necessary in my case, was renunciation. It's a term I didn't understand until I was well into it. It's a hard way to go, but it is the most reliable. Along the way, you will read books, listen to teachers and meditate, helpful aids that must be considered critically. Still, one ultimately walks the path alone until liberation comes. For simplicity, let's define enlightenment as the discovery of your true self. That should imply that the self you think you are is not it. Enlightenment is much more than that, but it gives us a fundamental working definition. Beginning with the premise that who we think we are is false, we can begin peeling away everything we know to be false. This includes the obvious such as names, titles, social status and other labels we acquire or synthesize. It's much more, however. We peel away whatever creates expectations, hopes, desires and even things that make us feel good about ourselves, every shiny object we thought held value. We peel away friends and family who reinforce our sense of a self we grew to believe in. I had developed such a concrete identity that I couldn't see past it while immersed within the bubble of a reality that reinforced it. I simply got to a point where I realized that the limited perspective my mind was experiencing didn't match objective reality. The rational mind I had cultivated so carefully couldn't delineate the perceptions of my experience. I began to let go of it, layer by layer, even those things I cherished about myself. It was brutal. Yet, I realized that none of those things I had identified with exist and that I could let them go without doing any damage to whatever it was that was hidden beneath. You let it all die, if that's too dramatic, call it surrender. Of course, nothing actually dies most of the time, but you find a self that is much bigger and more legitimate, devoid of characterization and independent of the mind's limited synthetic reality.